Today we will talk about Introduction to Statistics. Statistics, like many other sciences, is a developing discipline. It has gradually developed during the last few centuries. Throughout history it has been defined in different manners. Some definitions from the past seem very strange and unrelated today, but those definitions had their place in their own times. Defining any subject has always been a difficult task. A good definition from today may be discarded in the future. It is difficult to define statistics, and some of the definitions are d. A.L. Boley defined the statistics as: statistics is the science of averages. Professor Boddington has defined statistics as the science of estimate and probabilities. According to W.I. King, the science of statistics is the method of judging collection, natural or social phenomena from the results obtained from the analysis or enumeration or collection of estimates. According to Wallace and Roberts, statistics is a body of methods for making wise decisions on the face of uncertainty. So, the most proper definition of statistics can be given as following after analyzing the various definitions of statistics. Statistics is the science of collecting, organizing, presenting, analyzing, and interpreting data to assist in making more effective decisions. The information collected in the form of data almost always involves some sort of variability, so this subject has applications in almost every field of research. The researchers use statistics in the analysis, interpretation and communication of their research findings. Here we are presenting some examples, where statistics might be appropriate to answer the questions: how much better a yield of wheat do we get if we use a new fertilizer as opposed to a commonly used fertilizer? Are companies' sales figures likely to increase in the next quarter? What is likely weather in the coming season? It is obvious that statistics has its application in almost every field of life where research is carried out and findings are reported. The study of statistics is divided into two main branches: descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. Descriptive statistics involves methods of organizing, summarizing, and presenting data in an informative way. This involves graphical summaries as well as measures of central tendency and dispersion. Inferential statistics is the branch of statistics that deals with drawing inferences about population on the basis of sample information is called inferential statistics. Here we will present some examples which will help you in understanding the basic difference and the main concept. Examples of descriptive statistics: past census data, past weekly earnings of doctors of London Bridge Hospital. Examples of inferential statistics: 46% of all high school students can solve problems involving fractions. 77% of all middle school students can correctly total the cost of a burger and fries on a restaurant menu. What is main difference between population and sample? Population. The total group under discussion is called population. Or, in statistics, a population is a set of similar items or events which is of interest for some question or experiment. For example, if we are studying the weight of students in University of California, the population is the set of weights of all the students in the University of California. If we are studying the percentage of students at University of California, sample, a small part of population which describes all the characteristics of population, is called sample. The most important thing, it should be representative part. For example, 20 randomly selected students from the entire students at University of California. This diagram will illustrate the difference between population and sample. How can we differentiate between parameter and statistic? Parameter. Any numerical quantity which is calculated from population is called parameter. For example, average weight of all students in University of California. Statistic. Any numerical quantity which is calculated from sample is called statistic. For example, average weight of 50 randomly selected students from University of California. Primary data. By primary data we mean the raw data, which has just been collected from the source and has not gone through any kind of statistical treatment like sorting or tabulation. Sources of collecting primary data. Personal investigation, through investigators, through questionnaire, through telephone etc. Secondary data. The data published or used by an organization other than the one who originally collected them is called secondary data. Sources of collecting secondary data: government organizations, teaching and research organizations, research journals etc. What is a questionnaire? A questionnaire is a research instrument consisting of a series of questions for the purpose of gathering information from respondents. The questionnaire was invented by the Statistical Society of London in 1838. Following are some important characteristics of a good questionnaire. The length of questionnaire should be proper. 1. The language used should be easy and simple. The terms used are explained properly. The questions should be arranged in a proper way. The questions should be described precisely and correctly. The questions should be moving around the theme of the investigator. The answer should be short and simple. The answer should be relevant to the problem. The answer should be understandable to every one of respondents. Here we will learn how can we differentiate between constant and a variable. Constant. Quantity which doesn't vary from individual to individual or time to time is called constant. For example, number of hours in a day. Variable. Any characteristic, quantity, which varies from individual to individual or time to time is called variable. For example, height, weight etc. Variable can be further divided into quantitative variable. A variable that can be measured numerically is called quantitative variable. Or quantitative variables are observations measured on numerical scale. For example, age, income, number of children etc. Qualitative variable. A variable that cannot be measured numerically is called qualitative variable. Or non-numerical variables that can only be classified into one of a group of categories are called qualitative variables. For example, religion, eye color, satisfaction level etc. Quantitative variable can be further divided into discrete variable. A variable which can take only some specific or limited number of values within a given range is called discrete variable. For example, number of children in a family, number of students in a class etc. Continuous variable. A variable which can take all possible values in an interval or range is called continuous variable. For example, temperature, speed etc. Here we have a summary of variable and its different types.